Good morning, guys. Welcome to Monday. Yesterday was the first day of spring, and today, well, last night, all of last night, it snowed, and it's still snowing right now a little bit.
It's mostly cleared up, but I'm at work now.
It's about noon. I didn't have to come in until now just to wait for everything to be a little bit clearer. It's been a pretty good morning. I was able to go back to sleep and get some more sleep, which I desperately needed, and really helped me a lot. Worked out. I was able to finish up getting up all those vlogs, the 8 vlogs that I put out all at once. Hopefully it'll never happen again. I know that's got to annoy people to see that many videos pop up at once. The last time I checked after putting those up, we hadn't lost any subscribers yet, but generally when I post a lot at once, we lose several subscribers because people just get annoyed at it. So I'm going to try not to let that happen again. With one of my favorite daily vloggers, when he uploads a huge batch of stuff, it's like awesome for me because I love binge watching all this stuff all at once. But I understand that not everyone is at that point with us yet. So anyway, like I said, I got to sleep in a little bit, so I'm not like upset that it snowed or anything, but I don't know, there's something about this. I don't know. Snow in spring is dumb, but yeah, work time.
So we're here now, and it's a little past 10. Chris just put up his Steve shout-out video,
Yeah.
and it's wonderful.
Yeah, it took a lot longer to edit than I thought it would because I decided to do it in the way that I did it. I decided to stick in a bunch of his clips and a bunch of other clips. I originally was going to do the straightforward interview of me talking to him, but then I realized that I'm super boring to listen to, so I put in lots of his stuff so people get a nice good glimpse of what Steve is like before they go and look at his channel, and I think it'll draw a lot of people in. So I'm really happy with how it turned out. I need to edit a couple vlogs and then go home and film 3 videos for BookTube, so that's fun. I made a gigantic list, not a list, a schedule, basically a list and a schedule of what I need to get done the next 2 weeks to prepare for our gaming channel coming out, because I need to do a lot of BookTube stuff and a lot of vlog stuff and a lot of gaming channel stuff over the next 2 weeks. And so my schedule for the next 2 weeks is literally down to the minute. Not down to, it's more down to the hour. I have each hour scheduled for what I need to spend time working on. Right now I'm kind of over what I was going to do tonight, but I didn't schedule that much for tonight because I knew I wanted to go home and film videos, and I kind of gave myself a little bit more time than I actually think I'll need to film the videos tonight. But anyway.
The video is really good, though, guys. Seriously, go check it out because it's really funny and awesome.
I'm sure most people that watch the vlog have seen that video already. They probably saw Steve's face and were like, Steve! And clicked right on it. So.
Yeah, but if you haven't, go watch it because Chris did a really good job putting it together and making it awesome.
Thanks.
Steve did a good job, too, of being funny.
Good job, Steve, being you.
I didn't really talk about this because we didn't really vlog that day because we fail at life on Sunday, and on Saturday we didn't vlog very much. And I didn't vlog doing this, but I ended up running to the store that night because I don't have the car very often, and so since the car was there and Chris was working on stuff, I ran to the store and I bought this, which is another journal, and it's just a really cheap one from Walmart that I got for $4, and it is going to be my fairy tale journal, and I'm going to write in the fairy tales that I've read and the fairy tale retellings that I've read so that I can reference them and reference my thoughts about them immediately, which I know I could technically do on Goodreads as well, but this way I can kind of have bullet points of my thoughts. So this is the journal. It has a bookmark, which isn't in right now because I was just writing in it. So it has this front bit, which I haven't written in yet, but I probably will. And then I left about 6 pages blank to use as a kind of indexing, reference list to make sure that everything, I can find the things because I'm not really putting them in order. And then my first one is going to be a Cinderella retelling, and it's of Ella Enchanted. And then I'm going to rate it, stick the ages that I think it's good for, and then stick bullet points on my thoughts, which none of these are spoilers, so don't worry about reading them, but these were all either in my review or in my last wrap-up that was books 6 through 9, I think. And then I also stuck Fairest in there, so it's a Snow White retelling. And then 4.25 stars, I guess, ages 8 and up, because I feel like it's a little bit older than Ella Enchanted. My thoughts on it, these are some characters in case I forget them, and that's kind of going to be the thing. So I reread Just Ella, in, I want to say September, I think, the beginning of September, so I'm writing it in here because I'm not going to need to reread that, so then the rating what ages I think it's good for, and then my thoughts on it. And that's going to just continue on. Here's a Goose Girl retelling, and I'm sticking the retelling up there first so that as I'm flipping through and I see the top of the page, then I can skip through, and then I'll also be able to like come in and tab pages depending on what's in them. But I just thought this would be a good way to keep my thoughts in order, so I need to write about 10 reviews down in here, and it's not the best quality journal in the world, but it will do. And I tried to find one with pretty straight, even stitchings, and it does have this binder thing, so I'd say go get one for $4 at Walmart if you want. It seems to be alright, and it's not the best quality pages, but since I'm just using my little Pilot pen, and it's in the very, very fine tip, the 0.38 tip, then I think that's going to work really well. And then yeah, so I'm really excited about this, and I think it's going to be a good way to keep my thoughts in order on here, and then just have like a nice physical copy, and then I can carry this in my bullet journal around with me as I write down all the books that I'm reading for my project. That being said, I would like to get a reading journal at some point. I think that would be really fun to get a reading journal that I write all my thoughts down in, but at the same time it's like I have Goodreads, so it's a point that I'm not very good at writing reviews on Goodreads because I get like super lazy, but that's a thing.
You're pretty soon gonna have a whole bookshelf full of journals. You started.
It's gonna be good though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I doubt I'll ever like fill this up, but at the same point I could possibly, but I doubt I ever will, so I don't know. We'll see. But I did want to talk about really quickly a romance book that I read today, because I have been reading quite a few lately, and several of them have been fairy tale retellings, so they fit into that. But this one I just read because it's a Regency romance, and I'm in the mood for that, and I wanted to talk about it because I thought it was a really, really good book. So the book was The Diary of an Accidental Wallflower by Jennifer McQuiston. I don't know what her name is. I forget. Anyway, it's on my Goodreads as well if you want to check it out. Touched on a lot of subjects that I thought were super prevalent for our day and age, and I really enjoyed that. It may not be the most 100% historically accurate book ever, but I thought it was super fun and had some good topics in it. So the topics that I thought were super good that it addressed really well were, like, it talks about eating disorders a little bit, where she is to the point of starving herself so she will fit into her corset and fit into her dresses and look all beautiful and stuff. And the main guy is a doctor, and so when he can tell that she's wearing corsets and stuff, and he can tell that she's not as big as she should be and could be and stuff, and so he talks to her about it, and he's like, you really should be eating. It's unhealthy to be wearing a corset in the first place. He's like, well, you shouldn't be starving yourself. He's like, you would actually probably be even more beautiful, and actually you straight up would be more beautiful if you put on a few more pounds and were the weight that you're supposed to be rather than skipping meals. So he's not saying that she should go crazy and be a crazy overeater, obviously, but just saying that being healthier is more beautiful, and if that means weighing a little bit more than some of the other girls in the season, then that's okay. So he talks about her about that and makes her feel more comfortable in her own body. And then it also talks about peer pressure really well, where the main character feels super pressured to do and act and just to behave a certain way for society, which peer pressure is obviously something that's super relevant for today, and I think it talked about it really well and talked about personal growth really well. And I just thought there was great growth from the characters, the main characters, but also the side characters, and I don't know, I really liked everything about this. The guy was of a lower class than the woman was, but there was none of that ridiculous, like, I'm not good enough for you stuff that happens. No, the guy tells her, he's like, I will never be able to provide for you as well as you're used to and stuff. He's like, but you know what, that's okay and stuff. And so I really liked that as well, that he's not sorry for who he is and for his ancestry and stuff. He's proud of it. And I don't know, I really liked how it did things, and I think it just talked about things really well. There is one mature scene at the end, but taking that out, and if you read the rest of the book, I feel like without that mature scene it would just be a really good novel on its own that wouldn't be like a smutty romance or whatever. And that scene I feel like is pretty easily skipped. It's not too long and it's just that one, and then the rest of the scenes are pretty clean. They do talk about some topics that are a little like this is not PG, but it's only a few times, so if things like that make you turned off or whatever from reading these, then I wouldn't suggest going into this, but it didn't bother me and stuff, so I just really wanted to mention that this I thought was a good book, and it talked about good subjects that I just thought it did it in a really good and tasteful way, and I was really happy with the book, and I ended up giving it like 4.5 stars. Like, I really liked it a lot. I thought it was really good and did what it did really well.
Well, I'm about to go ahead and go back, but today when I got here, Michelle had a lovely, completely made from scratch pizza waiting for dinner, which I wasn't expecting at all. I didn't know that you could. She's never made homemade pizza before, so like the crust was like super fluffy and super perfect, and tasted really, really good. And you did a really good job.
Thanks.
So thanks for making that.
It was
awesome.
It was super easy to make. I literally just went on Google and Googled pizza dough recipe, and then picked the first one and made it, let it sit for an hour, came back, put it on a sheet, poured pasta sauce and cheese and pepperoni, and then threw it in the oven.
Well, it tasted really, really good. Especially the crust. The crust is really good. So kudos to whoever made the recipe, and kudos to you for making it properly. But well, there should have been pictures up by now, but we'll put a link to that also down below. So
yeah.
Anyway, I think that's pretty much it for today. I'm gonna finish this stuff and go home and finish more stuff, and then go to sleep. Hopefully, at a good time. But
yeah,
that's it.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Thanks for watching. See you
Bye,
tomorrow.
guys.